Mr. Wokey Pants and Hollywood's favorite meathead, Rob Reiner, someone who is literally screaming after the complete disaster of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris losing to President Trump, has now gone into a complete insane meltdown today after everything that has happened with Bruce Springsteen and President Trump. Bruce Springsteen is continuing to completely implode his own career with the insane things that he has been saying while he's been over touring in Europe right now. It's completely hilarious to watch as Rob Reiner is absolutely falling apart over what is happening between Trump and Bruce Springsteen. Of course, this is Rolling Stone, so they are saying legendary director and outspoken Democratic donor Rob Reiner. I don't think a single person thinks of Rob Reiner as a legendary director, but let me know if you think that he is or not. This is what he had to say. So choosing sides between Bruce Springsteen and Donald Trump in their current war of words didn't require much deliberation. Bruce Springsteen is 100% right, Rob Reiner says in an interview for an upcoming print issue of Rolling Stone. I mean, you have to be a moron to not think that everything that Bruce Springsteen said is true, which is not, okay? Everything that Bruce Springsteen has been saying has been completely dumb, nonsensical, and not the truth whatsoever. It is just more of the mainstream media lies, more of the mainstream media talking points, and their propaganda. That is all that it is. And there's nothing that Donald Trump can do to him unless he's able to turn this country into a full-blown autocracy, which he's trying to do, and because he's so dumb and he's such an incompetent person, he'll fail, just like he's failed with everything he's ever done in his life, which is hilarious to say about one of the greatest political comebacks that we have ever seen in the history of America, where Trump became president again, something that the Democrats said would never happen. The Democrats said this, even conservatives were saying that there's no way Trump could ever be president again. People at the Daily Wire were saying this, saying that, well, we can't go with Trump again because there's no way he can beat the Democrats. How did that work out, Daily Wire? We're talking about a guy, President Trump, who was mocked the first time he ran because they said that he would never win, and then he was mocked the second time because they said that he would never win again, and now look at him, being the president once again. He's a billionaire, something that you will never be, Rob Reiner. So who is really the loser here? If we're going to compare you to Trump, it's obviously you. So this whole thing is absolutely hilarious to see these Democrats say this type of stupidity all the time. All the time. It is insane. But Reiner says that Americans still need to fight against what he sees as an effort to take a 250-year democracy and turn it into an autocracy. We're gonna have to fight like crazy to preserve this. Millions of people died so that fascism wouldn't come to our shores, so that we'd preserve our democracy. And except you were literally the one who was, praising Kamala Harris, someone who was not voted by a democratic process whatsoever. But apparently democracy is really only a thing that it basically just means to Democrats that you do what they want you to do, that they get their way. And when they don't, well, it turns out that they are willing to bend the rules with democracy, aren't they? And 80 years later, we're faced with a possible fascist takeover. We're going to fight hard to make sure that doesn't happen. We have to keep Trump's feet to the fire because it's for the countries that have become autocracies for the most part. It takes years to start changing the Constitution, to start changing the electorate, to make the disinformation take hold. So he's probably talking about X there, which of course X is the most free speech platform that we have right now, where anybody, including Democrats, can say whatever the heck they want. But that is of course not what they want. They want to be in complete control of the narrative 100%. And like I said, we are already starting to see the backlash of what Bruce Springsteen has been saying, the idiotic things that he has been saying overseas, that most Americans with common sense know is just not true whatsoever. And that really, really gets under the skin of people like Rob Reiner, who want to have 100% control over the information. And when people start to find out the truth, well, the Democrats and the leftists don't really like that, do they? Because they don't really have the power that they once had, and they aren't very happy about that. So, with that being said, let me know what you think about this insanity coming from Rob Reiner today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.